All right, let's go and give it a couple. All right, so Khan, yeah, it's on. So Shalom. Before we begin, we want to give our praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Yikra
Ba'adash. We'd like to say double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and the elders, the great millstone, that rule well and teach well, and also Shalom and salutations to the brothers out there laboring in this work as well. So this lesson that we're going to be getting into today, it's going to be centered around Esther, the first chapter, and it's entitled "To Obey is Better Than Sacrifice." Because when you read Esther, the first chapter, um, what happens is, there's a disobedience that takes place, and just to basically put that in perspective with the men of the Lord today, it's not good to disobey the king's orders. You know, it's not good to disobey the king's orders, and the Lord in this case is the King of Kings, right? Our Lord Yahushua, and we would be symbolic to that version or that woman, because he likened the what Israelites onto a comely and delicate woman, you know. So let's get that. I'm gonna start with Esther, chapter 1 and verse 1 in the NLT. It says, these events happen this is in the NLT. All right. It says these events happen in the days of King Xerxes, who reigned over 127 provinces stretching from India to Ethiopia. At that time, Xerxes ruled his empire from his royal throne at the fortress of Shusha. In the third year of his reign, he gave a banquet for all his nobles and officials. He invited all the military officers of Persia and Media, as well as the princes and nobles of the provinces. The celebration lasted 180 days, a tremendous display of the opulent wealth of his empire and the pomp and splendor of his majesty. This is King Xerxes basically hosting a party. And this party lasted about 180 days. And the reason why he threw this party, as it says, was to display his wealth, and basically to pride himself in his riches and and his nobility. You know, that's what a lot of those ancient, when you watch the movies like Vikings, you watch shows like that, a lot of parties that would be thrown are basically to flex. It's to flex or after a victory, you know, after you've gotten spoil, to enjoy those, man.
Yeah,
Uh,
even in this time, the
right,
parties that we have in this time is what? It's just a flex.
right,
It's basically a sign of pride.
right, right,
Basically, they're showing. It's basically a big show off.
right,
Look at what I have. Look at my kingdom. Look at my riches.
right,
See? Yeah.
right. That's what King Xerxes was doing. So verse 5, it says, when it was all over, the king gave a banquet for all the people, from the greatest to the least, who were in the fortress of Susha. It lasted for 7 days and was held in the courtyard of the palace garden. The courtyard was beautifully decorated with white cotton curtains and blue hangings, which were fastened with white linen cords and purple ribbons to silver rings embedded in marble pillars. Gold and silver couches stood on a mosaic pavement of porphyry, marble, a mother of pearl, and other costly stones, man. It says kings were served in gold goblets of many designs, and there was an abundance of royal wine, reflecting the king's generosity. If I may add too, you know, um, these parties that were thrown also were to were also another way of the king gaining the people's favor. You know, other people liking the king. You know, it says uh, drinks were served in gold goblets of many designs, and there was an abundance of royal wine, reflecting the king's generosity by edict of the king. No limits were placed on the drinking, for the king had instructed all his palace officials to serve each man as much as he wanted. At the same time, Queen Vashti gave a banquet for the women in the royal palace of King Xerxes. All right. And that's another thing too. When you look at Daniel, the second chapter, and the seventh chapter, how it goes into the statues, right? It shows the different precious metals decreasing in value, right? Meaning the kingdoms were getting worse and lesser in value, you know. And King Xerxes, he was the head of what? The Medo Persian Empire. He was one of those rulers of the Median and Persian Empire, which that's a part of the statue. That's after the Babylonian Empire. I believe that's the silver, right? Uh,
Yeah, too. That shows you that even the Persian Empire, there was a certain beauty about it.
right,
After how the gold, you can only imagine how like the beauty just being in that social gathering. You know,
right,
compared to now, hey, that party that King Xerxes threw, man, hey, it can compare it to the different galas that Esau Edom be having. Back then it was on a different level. Even when you read about how that
right,
even she threw a party for the women, so showing you how that the men and the women they were separate. They were in separate rooms. Because hey, there's a
right,
particular woman that's not supposed to be hanging around men when they drinking yan and kicking it. There's a particular order. Women are supposed to be with women and men with women. So showing
right,
even hey, there was a particular order still established where within these different heathens rulership. No,
right, right. And you need order. I may add, in the kingdom, you need order, and that's why there's a lot of chaos in the kingdom we're in now because there isn't order. Order is not established or pushed as much as in the ancient world. You know,
Yeah. So like just to add on too, it says, and why is that? Because the man of sin is in rulership right now.
right,
Just as it says, he was set up to take away peace, and
right,
peace is also synonymous to order. So
right,
so in this kingdom, compared to the other kingdom, they knew there was they put a separation between, let's say, classes. So you're a man, you're gonna be with the man. You're a woman, you're gonna be with the woman. They
right,
knew their roles, okay, and that's why even in this society, everything's this is the turning of things upside down.
right. And this also proves that it's Esau ruling. The so-called white man. Because what does he bring? Chaos and disorder. And disobedience. That's those are his characteristics. Those are a part of his makeup. Um. So reading on, Esther verse chapter 1 and verse 10, it says, on the seventh day of the feast. This is in the NLT again. It says, on the seventh day of the feast, when King Xerxes was in high spirits because of the wine, he told the seven eunuchs who attended him, Mayman, Bista, Harbona, Bigtha, Abagatha, Zatar, and Carcass, to bring Queen Vashti to him with the royal crown on her head. He wanted the nobles and all the other men to gaze on her beauty, for she was a very beautiful woman. But when they conveyed the king's order to Queen Vashti, she refused to come. This made the king furious and he burned with anger. So the king basically gave a command, to Vashti, and she disobeyed the command. You see? Um Obviously, the king that resulted in the king's anger, right? Anybody will be mad if your woman refuses to what? To do what you tell her to do. You
Real quick,
see? Yep.
just this is pertaining to how And this is pertaining to the Lord, but you can replace that with in that instance. So it says here in 1 Samuel 15 and 22, and Samuel said, at the Lord Yahweh, as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as obeying the voice of the Lord Yahweh. Behold,
Right.
to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of ram. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, the word of the Lord Yahweh, he had also rejected thee from being king. So
Right.
bringing this to this context. So basically, obeying the king is better than not obeying the king. Okay, because again, that's synonymous again with rebellion, and to be rebellious against the king, that leads into consequences. And
Right.
later on, with that in the chapter, it's going to bring the consequences that happened unto Vashti for
Right.
disobeying her king. Okay, because
That's right.
ultimately
And
that's
this is,
rebellion.
yeah.
So you got it.
Oh, you got it, bro.
Yeah, to disobey is rebellion. Okay, and and we will not suffer a witch to live. Okay,
Right.
because ultimately a woman, a wife, is supposed to be subject unto her husband. Okay, so whatever. So if the your husband tells you, "You'll come here and do this and do that," you're supposed to obey him, as unto the Lord, man. That's a commandment.
Right.
Because again, the Lord also puts a separation between a man and woman and children. All right. So having a wife, that's you having a possession. And
Yep.
imagine your toy tells you, nah, you can't play with the toy. You know, the toy tells bossing you around, disobeying your orders. You're the CEO, but the employee is telling you how to run your business. You know, it doesn't work like that. Okay. So again, the sin of so disobeying is equal to rebellion, and rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, which is all iniquity in the end.
Right.
Got
Right. If
got a
I
good.
may add too, to your point, to obey, to be obedient and listen to somebody. The reason why it says that's better than sacrifice is because that's sincere. When somebody tells you something and you acknowledge his authority,
Hmm.
you acknowledge his authority and you bow down your head. That's symbolic for you reverencing what he says. It's better than a sacrifice because a sacrifice, you could do it not sincerely. You know, you can just do the sacrifice just to do it. Just okay, I'm gonna do this because and just try to just do it unsincerely. But if you obey, you know, is you acknowledging a person's authority and bowing your head down. Okay, and sincerely, you know, listening to them, man. You know.
Yep. Real quick.
Yep.
Yeah, I got the definition of obedient right here in the etymology online. It says, willing to serve someone, willing to fulfill an obligation. And that's what the word basically means, man. And Xerxes gave Vashti be say a obligation. Pull up. I wanna show you, to my friends, but she didn't pull up, man. You know,
Right.
and even when you went into how that the point that you made, Shaquat, of how that's the how that obedience is better than sacrifice, because what you got to be willing, to be obedient. But you could just do a sacrifice, and because you had wicked jakes, they were doing sacrifices, but in the back of their mind, they weren't really coming and actually being repentant to the Lord. They weren't really like
Right.
willing to actually do what the Lord told them to do based upon the law, statutes, and commandments. That's why the Lord wanted obedience. You know,
Right.
because Jake,
Right.
yo, trust me, Jake is wicked. They would meditate things. I'm gonna steal this, but I'm gonna have the turtle dove, and go to the priest, and then the Lord's gonna forgive me. But they were pulling up with the wrong mindset already. Hey, they weren't willing to be obedient to the law that says, "Thou shalt not steal." But
Right.
they're thinking that the sacrifice is gonna basically, wash away them transgressing that command. That's why the Lord,
Right.
there's a precept where it says, the Lord, he doesn't delight in the sacrifice that Israel be throwing up, because what, they're not coming in the
Right.
proper mindset, you know.
Right.
Um, yeah, yeah, that was the point. But I had a precept to back up a point that the brothers at back made, if I
You
may.
got it, bro.
Khan, this is Ecclesiasticus 36 and verse 24. It says, "He that getteth a wife begetteth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest. And that's what it is when you get a wife. You know, hey, when you go into the word woman, it basically means like like a female servant in so many words. So she's supposed to be serving you. That's your possession. Like the brother said, that's your toy. And then your toy is not supposed to come and rebel against your commandment. You know, and Vashti, hey, she didn't pull up, man.
Right.
You know, and tying it in with the nation of Israel, and then Jeremiah 6:2, the Lord refers to Israel as a comely and delicate woman. So we're the Lord's possession. So if the Lord tells us to do something, we have to listen. We have to do it. And that's why, hey, Israel is in the state that they're in, because they behaved like Vashti.
Right. That's
when the
right.
Lord told them to do such and such, like, nah, I'm not gonna do it.
Right.
They had a Vashti mindset. And that's why Israel's in the state that they're in right now.
Right.
So,
Right. And when we read on, what happened to Vashti? She was banished. She was cast away. Right. And that's what happened with the nation of Israel when they disobeyed the Lord Yahweh. What happened? The Lord cast us away from being His people, from being His women.
yeah.
You know.
So like just before we keep going, I just wanted to add also, so basically tying it all up to highlight what we just went through. So basically, as the brother said, by Vashti not obeying the commandment of the king, that was really her disregarding his authority.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's a slap in the face. And then
Yeah.
you have to
Right.
remember that the reason why he's throwing his party, one of the reasons was what, to show her off.
Right.
Not only didn't she show up, she disrespected him in front of his audience.
Yep.
Right.
Okay, so that's to add insult to injury. Okay, so that's what happened onto that king, man. And kings, they have a lot of pride, man. If I don't know if any brothers watched Two Doors, King Henry, how he felt
Yeah.
about disrespect.
Mhm.
If that was a regular guy disrespecting the king, that guy would have been put to death. Okay, it's as it says, don't speak evil against the king, because the birds are gonna take that word.
Ooh, yeah,
Right.
I got that for you, brother.
Yeah, because it's a dangerous thing to anger the king. You don't want to get a king angry. So how much more the King of Kings? Okay, so just as it says, so Queen Vashti committed many evils by disobeying the commandment of that king. But we also, as a people, as it says, we have committed two evils. Okay, we have forsaken the fountain of life, and we went a whoring against other gods. Okay, so that's why we're in the situation that we're in today.
Come.
You got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get this for you, brother. This is Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 20. It says, "Curse not the king, no, not thy thought, and curse not the rich in thy bedchamber, for a bird of the air shall carry the voice, and that which hath wings shall tell the matter."
Exactly. So basically, Queen Vashti, she cursed the king by disobeying her voice, by disobeying his voice. And so, like, when you go again into that definition of obedience, what was the word again? Your
Yeah, I'll get
duty.
it. Yeah, it says obedience etymology online. It says willing to serve someone,
Mhm.
willing to fulfill an obligation.
So she wasn't willing to serve the king nor to do her obligation. Okay, all she had to do is shut up and do a little dance moves on the dance floor, whatever. Show herself off. Be pretty and be quiet, and go back to your go back entertaining your friends. That's all you had to do, man.
Yeah.
5 minutes out of your day,
Right.
because no wisdom is imputed into them. She got what she deserved.
Right.
You got it.
You got it,
Con.
bro.
I got a. Oh, Salakia.
No, Salak, I was saying you got it, bro.
Okay, Con. I have another account. Just how dangerous it is for you to cuss the king out, man.
Mhm.
Because that's nothing to play with. To come up against the king. And that word rebellion,
Mhm.
being broken down, re meaning back, and bel meaning war. So when you rebel or you disobey uh, the king's command, you're basically going to war, man. Or you're lifting up a banner to go to war with the king, man. So this is 2 Samuel 16 and verse 5. It says, "And when King David came to Baruhim, behold, thence came out a man of the family of the house of Saul, whose name was Shammai, the son of Jerah. He came forth and cursed still as he came, and he cast stones at David and at all the servants of King David, and all the people and all the mighty men were on his right hand and on his left. And thus said Shammai when he cursed, come out, thou bloody man, and thou man of Baal. The Lord had returned upon thee all the blood of the house of Saul, in whose stead thou hast reigned. The Lord had delivered the kingdom into the hand of Absalom thy son, and behold, thou art taken in thy mischief, because thou art a bloody man. Then said Abishai, the son of Zariah, unto the king, why should this dead dog curse my lord the king? Let me go over, I pray thee, and take off his head. You know? So that man, cussing out King David, Shammai, you know, he was playing a dangerous game,
Yep.
you know? That goes to show you how you shouldn't play with a king, man. Because that could cost you your head. You see?
Yeah, there's a precept where it says, where the word of a king is, there is power.
That's right.
And who may say unto him, what doest thou?
Right.
So hey, you can't just pull up to the king any type of way that you want, man. Like Shishai did there, Shammai did there. That was wicked, man. And when you read the account of Samuel, throughout the end there, hey, King David, hey, he had to address that, man. On his deathbed, he gave Solomon commandment, in so many words. He didn't say it, word for word, but he told Solomon, yo, you know what to do, man. You're a wise man. You know what to do with that guy, Because you're not supposed to just pull up to a king and start cursing him out and shit. There's a particular way you present yourself to the king.
Right.
That's why, hey, going back to the book of Esther, Esther, when she presented herself to the king, she came up in a particular way. When you read it, she even said, I know I'm not supposed to pull up, to you like that. I know I'm supposed to ask first before I pull up. But,
Right.
the Spirit of the Lord just had it, set up that way.
Right.
But regardless, you still have to pull up to the king a certain way, man. Especially if you're not acquainted with him like that.
That's right. And that's all a part of order, right?
Yep.
That's all a part of order.
Yeah,
So continue.
So like
you got it.
you said, that's all a part of order. Because what? Hey, the order that is established on the planet Earth mimics the order that's in the heavens, right?
That's right. That's
The Lord
right.
said in the prayer of the Lord, he said, "Thy will be done in heaven let thy will be done in heaven, so like on earth as it is in heaven."
That's right.
In the heaven, Michael doesn't just pull up to Yahweh Shai and start cursing him out and shit. The angels, don't pull up to Yahweh Shai. They pull up to Yahweh Shai in a certain way, man.
Right.
Because what? Hey, once Yahweh Shai fulfilled the mission, all the angels did obedience unto him. Okay, the right hand man. So the angels, they don't just disrespect Yahweh Shai and, nah, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not listening to the Heavenly Father. No, they're in order,
Right.
And it's likewise when the Lord establishes the king on the planet Earth, man. Hey, you got to be in order, man.
Right.
Else, hey, he's going to take your head. If it doesn't happen then and there, hey, trust me, on his deathbed, he's going to remember and say, remember this thing. He said this shit, yo. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's
right.
next in line, yo, take him out, man.
That's right. Con.
It's like
Yep. You got it.
Yahusha doesn't take no disrespect, man. Yahusha
Right. Right.
things, man. Even to the day it says when he returns, even those that pierced him, okay,
Right.
so that disrespect, all those that mocked him, he's coming back for everyone, man. It says what he's coming back with he's gonna come back to judge and to plead with all flesh, man. Okay, so all that disrespect, all that mockery, okay, not only to him but unto the Father, Yahweh. People are gonna have to pay, man. Right?
That's right. Even onto his men too.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right. Yeah, because we're an extension of him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Con. So continuing on in Esther 1 and verse I'm gonna read verse 10 again. It says, on the seventh day of the feast, when King Xerxes was in high spirits because of the wine, he told the 7 eunuchs who attended him, Mehuman, Bista, Harbona, Bigtha, Abagatha, Zatar, and Carcass to bring Queen Vashti to him with the royal crown on her head. And he wanted the nobles and all the other men to gaze on her beauty, for she was a very beautiful woman. But when they conveyed the king's order to Queen Vashti, she refused to come.
Mm-mm-mm.
This this made the king furious, and he burned with anger. He immediately consulted with his wise advisors who knew all the Persian laws and customs, for he always asked their advice. The names of these men were Karsina, Shatar, Admatha, Tarshish, Maris, Marnisa, and Makan, 7 nobles of Persia and Media. They met with the king regularly and held the highest positions in the empire. What must be done to Queen Vashti? The king demanded. What penalty does the law provide for a queen who refuses to obey the king's orders, properly sent through his eunuchs? Memucan answered the king and his nobles. Queen Vashti has wronged not only the king, but also every noble and citizen throughout your empire. You see? So that single act did not just affect the king. That single act of disobedience did not just affect the king alone, but it affected everything under the king's authority, man. You know?
Yeah. Because
Read,
it's just as Salaka, just as Napash likes to say, the sin is as a virus that
right,
spreads.
right,
So that's why they had to come up with a solution right away to cut it at the source.
right.
Yep.
Because if
They're gonna explain what's gonna be the result if nothing happens. If she doesn't get punished for that situation, that's what's gonna happen. You got it.
Mahai, you have something to say?
Yeah, I was about to say, hey, if he did not address that, hey, other people would walk over him, you know,
Right,
because that right there, going back to the lesson, obedience.
right,
You right there, here, there's a person that just goes and disobeys the king and nothing was done. Say word, that means I
yeah,
could do it too. That's why those counselors have said, yo, if we don't do this, man, hey, people are gonna, think that you're a light man.
right,
They just walk up in here and then do whatever you like. You know, that's why,
right,
hey, Xerxes, hey, the counselors where he told him, hey, you gotta address that, man. That we can't let that fly by. A woman, your woman, she didn't even pull up.
right.
You know, that could have been if he didn't address it, that would have been you may say a kickstart to a feminism movement in
Yeah,
that time, man.
yeah,
You know, they would have started worship Vashti. Make idols unto her and shit. If the king didn't adjust it. You know.
right. Khan. Reading on, it says, Memucan answered the king and his nobles. Queen Vashti has wronged not only the king, but also every noble and citizen throughout your empire. Women everywhere will begin to despise their husbands
Yep.
when they learn that Queen Vashti has refused to appear before the king. Before this day is out, the wives of all the king's nobles throughout Persia and Media will hear what the queen did and will start treating their husbands the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, so that shows you how fast wickedness can spread.
Yep.
Because it was that same day, you know. If before the sun went down, it says before the day was out, you know. So if they didn't address that issue right then and there, it could spread in that same day, man.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
you know how women they love to gossip too. You
right,
know. She probably would have went back and then told the girlfriends. And then girlfriend when I went back home and then told her household and this would have spread like wildfire.
right.
That's why the counselors they said that, man. You got it, bro.
And there would have been a lot of disorder already in that kingdom, quick, man.
Mm-hmm.
Because with rebellion, with the woman not playing her role, that's disorder.
Yep.
See? And you need order to continue and establish a kingdom, man.
Yeah. Ooh. Since you said that real quick, Baba Kwasha,
Yeah.
I got this for you real quick. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse 1. It says, "A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered."
Right, right. And what's a part of instructing your people? Is basically stamping order. You know, stamping order, telling them, yo, this is right, this is wrong. This is how things should be, and this is how things should not be, man. You
Mhm.
know, but it says it's well ordered, man. So a prudent man, a wise man, that has knowledge and wisdom, but most importantly of the scriptures,
Yes, sir.
you know, is gonna have a what? A well ordered kingdom, and that man really is Yahweh Shai. You know, that's what Yahweh Shai is coming with. Yahweh Shai is coming with order to the earth again. You see? Uh, Reading on, it says, there will be no end to their contempt and anger. Verse 19. So if it please the king, we suggest that you issue a written decree, a law of the Persians and Medes that cannot be revoked. It should order that Queen Vashti be forever banished from the presence of King Xerxes, and that the king should choose another queen more worthy than she. When this decree is published throughout the king's vast empire, husbands everywhere, whatever their rank, will receive proper respect from their wives. It
Yeah.
says,
So like, hey, real quick, Xerxes, he pulled what's that character's name in New Jack City? He canceled that bitch. He bought.
"Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
know
yeah,
what
I
I'm
know."
saying, bro? Yeah, yeah. King Xerxes wasn't playing, man.
Nino.
Men back then they were playing, man. They were pussy whipped, man. You
Right,
know.
right,
He literally said, "Cancel that bitch and get me a new one, but
right,
a clean one." They have to go
right.
to periods of purification. You know. No, 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 Lucy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Tight. You know what I mean? Hey, yeah, yeah. You know what I'm saying that's how King. That's how they do, man. You know.
right,
So like,
right,
So like real quick, that the way that verse, the previous verse ended, it said that there will be much contempt.
right, right. Yeah,
Yeah. So I got the Google definition of the word contempt.
yep.
It says here, the feeling that a person or a thing is beneath consideration. Okay,
Damn.
beneath consideration.
Yeah,
Worth.
that's what would have been sown in the woman's minds.
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
You know that's most likely probably what happened with Eve. Oh shit. That's what the philosophy the serpent most likely came with. You
Mm-hmm.
know, oh look, you're beneath consider. He's not looking.
Yeah. In the words of today, in modern terms, oh, he ain't shit.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
He ain't shit. You
Yep.
know, I can do bad by myself. That's the
You ain't-
mentality that Queen Vashti came with. That's what she represented. Who is the king?
Right.
You know. So
Yeah.
so keep going. It says here, the feeling that a person or a thing is beneath consideration, worthless,
Wow.
to disregard for something that should be taken into account. So again, she's disregarding the fact that he's the king. Okay. And another one, the offense of being disobedient or to be or disrespectful of a court of law and its officer. In that case, the king. So she's
Mm,
being disobedient and disrespectful. So that's what she represented. And if that went unpunished, that's the vibration that was gonna be pushed out on the minds of the women. And that's
right.
ultimately what we have today.
Right. That's right.
Because again, adultery is not punished. The
Right.
woman is set up over the man. What else? This is a gynocracy.
Yep.
Ultimately, the woman is dependent on Isa Edom more than her husband. Okay,
Right.
so there's a disbalance in marriages. Oh, this society has to go, man.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it.
Verse 21, it says, the king and his nobles thought this made good sense. So he followed Memucan's counsel. He sent letters to all parts of the empire, to each province in its own script and language, proclaiming that every man should be the ruler of his own home and should say whatever he pleases.
Yep. That's good. That's good counsel, man. He even
Right,
Yeah.
said, "Yo, that makes sense
right.
because I can't let this go, man. I'm the
Yeah.
king. That woman, who is she?
That's right.
She's only a queen because she's with the king. right? And we brothers, those that are in the know, we know what the word queen means.
Yeah.
So
Right.
who does that harlot think she's above,
Oh,
right? So like the brother said, cancel that bitch and get yourself a good clean girl. You know,
yeah.
That's right. I got a real quick precept.
you got it.
This is Genesis 3 and verse 16. And it says, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. So that's the order, you know? That's how things are supposed to be. You see? The desire of the woman is supposed to be to her husband. So anything the husband tells her or says, that's the way, because he's the ruler of the home, man. You know?
That's
Now,
some.
now, now you go into the word desire in the Google definition. It says a strong feeling of wanting to have something or wishing for something to happen. A
Mm,
strongly wish for or want something.
right.
So your want, you strongly want to do the will of your husband.
Right. Waiting for orders.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's why females they make the best secretaries. Most secretary jobs in this industry who are best equipped for that females. Because they're good at taking orders and fulfilling whatever task that you give. Because that's what they're naturally born to do,
Yep.
to take orders from their man and fulfill that order. You know.
Yep. To go above and beyond, man. They'll prepare your coffee the way you like it. You
Right.
get to your office, your coffee is already there. The files you need they're already prepared. Everything's set up because she got there 30, 40 minutes earlier to get everything ready for you, man.
Hmm.
As a man, as a man, you do the bare minimum. Whoa, I clocked in. What do you want me to do?
Ready to attack that the plantation.
Yeah, you got it.
Uh,
Okay, real quick. This is First Corinthians 11 and verse 3. It says, "But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh." And that's the
right.
order of things, man. Our head is Yahweh Shai, and we're the head of the woman. And the head of Yahweh Shai is Yahweh, man. That's how it's supposed to be. But since this is the time that the men of sin is ruling, aka Esau Edom, things are out of course. The prophecy is being fulfilled where it says that a woman shall compass a man. That's the age that we're living in, man.
Right.
Where woman has power over you, man.
Right.
Here it is. She could take your kids away, your house, get allowance from your bank account, you know, because what Esau gave her the authority, the power to do that, man. Like the brother said earlier, this is a democracy, man. We live in a system where it's built to just cater to the woman, where
Right.
really how the Lord made the creation was that what the woman is supposed to cater to you, right?
Right.
That song, who's that song by? Let me cater to you. Who made that? Brothers, that song, bro?
Nah.
Nah, nah.
Nah, shit. I forgot which Eve made that track, but it's this track, let me cater to you. Because that's what the woman's supposed to do. She's supposed to cater to her man.
Right.
But hey, once again, this is the wickedness of rulership. Hey, your woman is gonna basically question your authority. Like
Right.
Vashti did. She's gonna walk over you. But all that's coming to an end, man. We're coming at the end of all this shit, man.
Right.
Now, hey, more and more men are coming to the realization that these women doing shit. And it's only gonna increase where hey, when Jacob's trouble is here, man. Hey, like Isaiah 32 says, man, the teeth are gonna fail, man. Hey, they're just gonna be trodden down underfoot, man. You
Right.
know?
Right. Things are naturally just gonna get back into order.
Yeah. But
When
it always takes a crisis for a woman to shut up and get in order.
Yeah.
Like the brother mentioned in the Society of the Snow in that movie, the woman that didn't have no light. You know, you barely realized there was some over there, man. When it was
Right.
time to volunteer to go up the mountain, I didn't see a strong independent raise their hands. They were all quiet in the back, freezing, man. So in the time of chaos, in the time of horror, even the strong man and the mighty man shall be as women. So already then, so them they're gonna be like babes. They're gonna be like unto babes, man. Just waiting for orders, not knowing left from right, man.
Right.
You'll have to hold them by the hand for every decision they'll make, man. Am I allowed to go pee? you know, that's the time that we're coming into, man. A time of evil, a time of chaos, a time of murders. Hey, people are not ready for it, man.
That's right.
Unless you're in the truth. Unless you're in the truth, you're not ready for it. Because if you're in the no, you're expecting it.
That's right.
You,
Got anybody? You got anything else to say, Mahai? Anything else?
Gonna lie, bro. You got it, bro.
Khan. So yeah, that summarizes up the lesson.
so
Lord willing. Oh, you got it, bro. You got it, bro.
Did you guys bring out Ephesians 5?
No.
Okay, I got it. Ephesians 5:22, real quick. Wives, submit yourselves unto your husband as unto the Lord. As unto who? As unto the Lord. Okay? For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Hamashiach is the head of the church. And just as we do not disobey Yahushai, the wife is not supposed to disobey her man, okay, her husband. That's out of order. Okay? It says here, for he is the savior of the body. Verse 24. Therefore, as the church is subject unto Hamashiach, okay, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. Yo, baby, come here. I want to show you my friends. Stop your party. Let me take you out of the party for a minute so I can show you off to my friends. She's supposed to say, yes, Khan. How high? How can I jump? How high do you want me to jump? That's really supposed. That's what she was supposed to say.
Yeah.
Okay. So one last verse. It says here, verse 33. Nevertheless, let every one of you in particular so love his wife, even as himself, and the wife see that she reverence her husband. And reverence goes into respect. Like acknowledge his authority over her. And again, that's why a woman, when she gets married onto a man, she's supposed to take his family, his last name, because she understands that the property, the possession goes from her father's house to the house of her husband. So it's a transfer of ownership. You got it.
Yo, Mahai? Yeah.
Oh, kind of. I was about to say real quick. It only makes sense that Xerxes wanted to show off his woman, because it says that in the scriptures, glory of the man is his woman. When you have a good-looking woman, you want to show her off, man. You want to show her off and say, yo, yeah, that's mine. You know what I'm saying? I got that. You know what I mean? Kind of makes you think when Apostle Tahar, there's a story that he was mentioned where he got this girl at a club that all the guys wanted to get at. And then once he got her, he brought her back to the club to show them that I got her. Because, hey, that's your glory. The woman is your glory, man.
Right.
So imagine now your glory, the thing that you're supposed to glory in, is turned as a vexation unto you, man.
Right. Your shoes.
Come on.
Your shoe says don't wear me today.
What? I got this whole outfit on you. You have the perfect shoes, man. You're the perfect shoes to go with the fit. What are you talking about? What? For real, man. Yeah, you got it, Shaquet.
Khan, yes, Khan. So that's pretty much the lesson, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. We're gonna close off by giving our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Once again, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and shalom and salutations to the brothers out there laboring in this work as well. Until next time, shalom.
Shalom.
Cancel that.